Hi everyone, I'm Grant Fox and welcome to Rexona Rituals, a segment where we'll take you behind the scenes to explore the peculiar superstitions and rituals of some of our top rugby players, both past and present. Each week we'll chat with a rugby identity and find out that special little thing that was part of their routine on game day. So here's this week's Rexona Ritual. So I'll kick things off with my Rexona ritual, and it was mainly about the dressing room on game day. But before I got to the dressing room, my ritual during the week with kicking was very important for practice, so I had a special way. I did things in a certain order and a certain amount of work. And then in the hotel, on a Friday night before the game, I'd make sure my boot laces were cleaned, the boots were cleaned, so on Saturday morning I was ready to nugget and polish them, which is what I did. And it's when we got to the dressing room that we did some quirky little things, or I did, as most players do, so come inside and I'll talk you through them. So here we are in the dressing room. At Eden Park I used to have the same position with the same guys around me. When I was away from home, I used to sit and try and find the same position relative to the entrance door, but the same guys were still around me. In the dressing room, I used to take my gear off in the same order. That's a horrible thought, isn't it? But in the early days, we were in number one kit with jacket and tie, more latterly in track suits. But whichever way, I just had this order. I took the gear off and hung it up on the hook, then got changed into my rugby playing gear in the same order too. So I had an order of putting that on. Then we had warm-up routines and that to do in the dressing room, so I had road shoes on at that stage for the warm-up, because I used to warm up indoors in those days, not outside as they do now. The last thing we did before we got together to run out on the field was put the boots on. So for me, it was right boot on first. That always went on first, laced up nice and tight. Left boot on last, and then up into the huddle with the boys, and then out on the field and into the action. And that's my Rexona ritual.